Now, 6 months ago, I had zero confidence off the tee. I didn't know whether I was going to hit it massively spinny right or just pull it hugely to the left. It could be any shot. I had no idea what was coming. But that's where this drill completely saved my driver and made me hit it nice dead straight again. Because what this did, this targeted the exact reason to what was causing those bad shots. And when I paired it with a drill that really got to the depths of the root cause reason, it cleared this up massively. And the great thing is, this cleared it up in not a couple months' time, it did it in just a week and a bit. It's such a strong drill. So I'm going to show you the exact two drills I did to straighten up my driver and exactly how to transfer this successfully onto the golf course. As we know, we can be great in practice, but when we get onto the course, that will suffer. I'm going to show you exactly with a good little routine to do at the end of the video to be able to slot that in nicely. So let's get straight into it with the drills and the training routine. So what was going wrong with me, which is what happens to so many golfers, is that. Now, that would be a really extreme case, but that number there, club path, 5.7 to the left, out to win. So this is where so many golfers have that club coming way too much across for driver, and then they get the left where it's a pull like that, or usually a big slice. So when I saw that as I was out on the golf course, I took my little mini launch monitor with me and I saw a huge path number, and that was, okay, that's confirmation. I'm not going crazy. I am doing something different. So this is so many golfers, like we said. So I then picked through the library of drills in my brain and thought, okay, this is going to be the best one. And it absolutely was. This is going to help so many of you. This is the best drill for driver out there. So I just have a swing plate here, could just be an alignment stick in general. And all I'm doing is I'm placing it to where it's over the golf ball. So it might look like it's a little bit right of it, but that's just from the camera angle. So all I wanted to do here was swing underneath, because I know, of course, if I'm creating that extreme of the path, the club's going to be traveling high and a little bit too, of course, across the golf ball, you're going to hit the stick. So that's where, knowing this drill is quite difficult as well, I just went across to hit a couple soft ones. So a couple soft ones there. And then what we could see straight away, voila, it started to go tremendously straight. Now, as you could see from that, I did a really just one that I nipped down there, so speed was lower, distance was lower. That's just because I was trying to do it softly. Look at the club path now, 4.6 that way, to the right. So this was my logic behind this drill, because I know, okay, if I can get in a ton of reps here, where I can feel the exact opposite path, that is going to help me to where when I take everything away, I'm going to start to get it naturally more out on the golf course. So we'll dive into that a little bit deeper when we get to the end of the video, which is the transference from range or practice to the golf course. So I knew here, okay, this is giving me that opposite path, brilliant. But, I mean, look at that, that's just beautiful. I need to do something a little bit deeper than that, which is most of you out there, because we don't just swing across the golf ball or any extreme club path for the sake of it. There is a root cause reason why that was happening, and there was for me. It was something I never see people talk about online. So, okay, this is the most important part of the video here, and this is the reason why the club path was getting that little bit too much out, because it doesn't just happen for no reason for golfers. There's always a reason why. So for me, what my reason why was, as I started to come down, I actually had the club dropping slightly on the inside in the mid downswing, but I was delivering a very out to in path. So what happened was my right arm would start to do this coming into impact. Now, it's a little bit of an exaggeration, but what I'm doing here is the inside of my elbow would be rotating towards a target. So that's internal shoulder rotation. So that's where I could come down pretty shallow, a little bit on the inside, so I should be delivering it fairly neutral, maybe even slightly into out, but then I would do that, and you can see how that tumbles the club outside. It's a very common thing I see a lot of amateurs do, but also, as you can see, it closes the club face down a smidge as well. So that's where, for me, I would hit a lot more left than I would hit right, and it was very, very frustrating. So that's where, for me as well, it was a little bit in tandem with this motion I do. Now that's because of my cerebral palsy I have. I struggle to get back on my left side, which is the affected side. I come back here, my right arm throws, but that's where the drill, I'm going to show you, that worked on my root cause, helps with that as well. But again, a lot of you won't be doing that because you don't have the same disability as me, of course. So of course, what I did here was a ball training aid. So this ball training aid, what it did, it fixed that motion. it for me kept the right arm with the elbow pointing in front for longer as I moved through. It exaggerated it quite a bit. So that's where, as you can see, if I kept that elbow, inside of that elbow, pointing more forward as I turned, you can see how the club maintains its path going through the impact area. So that's where it was a really, really good one. Because if I grab JChownGolf connector, where if you want one of these, there's a link in the description to get a good discount, you see that there's rods going across my arms. So ultimately all I did was I mostly did this into a net, this portion. I just tried to get the rod on the left being on top of the rod on the right. So it's a little bit higher. As you can see here from down the line, I tried to maintain that relationship. As you could see, it made it so the club face was quite difficult to square up, but I was ultimately just exaggerating it. So I didn't want to get it to where the right side of the rod was pushing forward. So I got immediate feedback. So I just did little ones again, little nippy ones, having the left side of the rod staying more up. Encourages my body to stay in good posture as well. So let's do one here. So we should, I mean, look at that draw. So again, just a nippy one, but it should be going slightly right. Again, I did this mostly into a net because I knew I would be seeing that ball fly slightly to the right all the time, and it's really hard to get your subconscious and your conscious brain to not react to that. So I just wanted to purely put repetitions on there, focusing on that area, that inside of the right arm, staying pointing forward. Let's move this ball so TrackMan can actually read it. There we go. And that was, for me, the main success along with that drill, to be able to get this. So if I hit one more, again, pretty good, that one. Not too bad at all. I mean, just a little nudge down there, but look how nice and straight of a shot that is. Again, a tiny little curve, but that's absolutely fine. We want that. So then, of course, if I paired these two together, it was an absolute winner. So I could do both of them at the same time if I wanted to. I did that quite a lot in my net. But then let's say if I came here to tee to green where I could see my numbers. And again, if you can't see your numbers, don't worry. Just look at the ball flight. If the ball flight is slightly curving to the left, starting a little bit right, you've nailed it. If it's going straighter, you're great. Even if it starts a little bit left and still curves a touch, again, you're fine from there. My tee has disappeared. There it is. That's the only thing. Sometimes the tee flies right underneath the net and you think, where's it gone? Okay, so now I'd go straight back to this drill. Let's get it angled nicely. So again, it's going to look like that is slightly to the left of the stick, but it's not, it's just the angle from there. So okay, I felt my root cause reason. Let's hit a shot here. Or slightly out towards the right, but we know why, because I've just been practicing this. So if I got a little bit more of an aggressive turn through there, that would help everything square up better. So how do we then transfer this out onto the golf course? Okay, transference practice. So transference practice is really important. I lied when I said the last bit that this was the most important part of the video with the ball. This is the most important part of the video. So as we know, the ball worked on the root cause. We're not working on that bit here. And that's just block practice away from this. So when we get out onto the golf course, like we know, we have pressure. If we play in a tournament, we have a lot more pressure. So that's why a lot of golfers can't transfer their stuff on the range to the golf course, because the range has zero pressure at all. Even a casual round quite often doesn't have that much pressure. But ultimately here, I'm doing my stick drill again. Now, what I want to do, now this, if you're on a launch monitor and you could read club path, brilliant. If you can't read your club path, maybe you're just on the driving range, this, just watch your ball flight. It's got to go straight or it's got to slightly draw. So from here, I'm having 5 balls. And with these 5 balls, for me doing this, I wanted every single one of these 5 balls to be a left, well, sorry, not a left path, a right path. So in to out path. So that's what I'll do. So let's hit 1. Don't have to be hard shots. So, okay, 1.8. So all I'm caring about is that path. And I know once I take this all away, it's going to straighten it up really nicely. So again, and another one. We're going to do another. And when we get to our last one, we're going to feel really nervous. So I want all 5 in a row. Otherwise, I have to start again. So, okay, let's see if we can hit this one a little bit more to target as well. That was a lovely swing. So that just about counts, as you can see, 0.5. Just about counts. So that's 2 in. I could already feel a little bit of pressure. So let's go to 3. So placing this underneath the stick, making sure I'm swinging underneath it and getting my path. I would ideally want it to be a lot more than that of a path with this drill. I want it to be quite exaggerated. Okay, a little bit of a neck, but again, 0.8, so that counts. Again, all I'm doing in this stage is making sure that my path is more right of my target. So, okay, great. Again, this is the funny thing here, guys. So what is this video? This video is about hitting driver straighter. But in the process to hitting driver straighter, you probably won't hit your driver straight, and you shouldn't. In your practice, you should be hitting it the opposite to your curve if you're really not in control there. So it's like here, I'm hitting just these little blocks out there because I'm really trying to get that club path. Not ultimately too concerned with the face because of the right arm motion for right now. So again, what was that? That was 3, wasn't it? So again, a couple more. I don't think I got it on that. Oh, I did. 2.1, getting club speed is getting up there as well, which is more normal for me. I'm more 105. So even there, I didn't try to really go at it too much, but at 105 or 104 already, again, because of my cerebral palsy, I can't really generate tons of club head speed like you might see the other guys on YouTube. It's just not my DNA. Again, look how nice and straight that was. It's okay, we're on our 5th one. Got a bit of pressure now. This is much more like the golf course. Let's go. That felt like it. Yes, there we go. So brilliant. We got all 5 in a row now for yourself. 3 could be good. If you really want to challenge yourself, all 5. Just focusing on the path. You could even just have the club path. Whoops.
The club doesn't break, but well, that. Ooh.
I didn't mean to do that. You could just have the club path on the screen and that's it. That'd be a great way to go. Okay, so we're not done. You might have thought that was the end of it there after that, but we haven't done any normal swings yet. So that's where we have purely been practicing with our drill environment to fix that big outswing path, which is the biggest killer for golfers, as we know, with driver. So what I've done here now, I've got myself on the Performance Centre on TrackMan, which is great, tee to green here in Ayr in Scotland. You can take advantage of that nicely. But again, now what you could do if you're at the driving range with nothing there helping you, just pick a target on the range in between 2 flags and ultimately make it relatively tight in relationship to your skill level. And we're doing a game again. So now what we're doing, I want to see my club path no more than 2 degrees to the left. That's what I want to do. And again, I'm now hitting the fairway. So for me, again, being a pro, I want to hit 5 out of 5. But I want to make sure as I do that, that club path, again, is no more than 2 to the left. So I'm okay now with it being a slight to the left club path. I just don't want it too extreme. So, okay. So here we go. So trying to hit the fairway and trying to make sure the club path is good as well. So now I'm definitely getting more game mode here. So okay, hit that one a little bit off the toe, but in the fairway nicely. And the Performance Centre is great because it'll give you a strokes gained as well in relation to, I've set it to tour player, so quite a hard strokes gained. So in the fairway nicely, club path good. Pretty much neutralised. Good stuff. Now, one thing I didn't do on that swing, which was my bad, and that was you want to go through your routine as you do this. So even though we're going to do, for the video, we want it to be 5, I'm going to show you 3 just for the speed of the video. So, okay, go through your full routine. Now, that's where I really like with either what feels you would either get with the ball or the stick. Those feels you had, trying to feel like you're still swinging underneath that stick or with the ball in your arms like I was doing now. Again, going through our routine just like we were on the golf course, or on the, of course, like we would do on the golf course. So now, okay, picking my target. Let's go and hit one. Okay, great. So again, now locked into my club path or my club speed, 105. It's almost robotic how often it's 105. Stop. That's harsh, isn't it? That is really harsh. So again, I got the club path. I just ran through the fairway. So what's that? I took the wrong line. So yeah, if I was to be really mean to myself, that would be it. I'd have to restart, even though I missed the fairway by a smidge. It's the nature of the game. So I'm going to do one more here. So again, for me, I'd want 5 out of 5. For you at home, you can make sure you're just doing 3 out of 5 would be a good one to shoot for. Again, if you're lower handicap, let's say close to scratch, I'd want you again to be 5 out of 5. If you're more kind of 20 handicap, 3 out of 5 would be good. Make sure your targets aren't too small. Okay, so club path was brilliant on that. Just ran through the fairway. Feel the same motion you were just doing in your practice. Lovely drive. So again, 105. That was a nice shot, almost 260 a carry. I'd be more than happy with that. The club path will be out to win on that. We'll see how much it is. No, fine. 0.7. So you could see from the start, when I started practicing this, big out to win. And then just from a couple practice sessions, I got it to neutralize itself out, and my driving got incredibly better. It's much straighter of a ball flight, as you can see here. But it's a style that I'm practicing. I'm working on reducing the number that was giving us the bad effect, working on the root cause reason to why it happened, and then games that I was doing to transfer it into my swing on the golf course. And then when I go onto golf course, same thing I'm doing, I'm feeling right here. So if you enjoyed this video, click that like button. For more golf instruction just like this, again, hit a subscribe button, hit the bell button too, to be notified every time I put out a video. And if you need help with your golf swing, maybe straighten up your driver, there is online lessons available with myself, one-to-one lessons anywhere in the world on Skillist. Be looking forward to working with you.